Okay, what up ladies and gents, your favorite Asian robot right here, hopefully your favorite Darktide YouTuber and partner. And what I want to talk about is the fact that I'm not actually sure what's coming next for Darktide. In case you guys haven't noticed, the news posts, and I've been taking a look at them, have nothing but Zola's journals in there, and I actually bothered to read them today. We'll go through them just for the fun of it. But there doesn't actually seem to be anything in there. That's kind of the issue that I'm getting at. I was reading Zola's journals and it seems to be all about what has already happened, the special assignment that's already taken place. It's not giving us any hints or clues, and I was hoping that maybe after 5 or 6 maybe would start to give us hints or clues about what's coming next, because I know we still haven't killed Wolfer yet, and that's probably the next on the list. But like, I'm just wondering what is next for Darktide, you know? And if you guys have any speculations or thoughts about what you guys would like to see next in Darktide, let me know in the comments. We can have a discussion, because I'd really love to hear what you guys want to see next in Darktide. But for now, here's what Zola's journals have been all about, and well, let me read them for you first, and we can have a little bit of a discussion at the end, all right? So we'll start with journal number 1. It seems the so-called twins have become a priority target. Any of the senior traitors are scalps we need to take, but these two, the Karnak Twins, brother and sister, tertium born, they need a better name, I think. In briefings, we talk of the twins this and the twins that, almost as though they are acquaintances. The term seems too fond, too affectionate. We should call them what they are. Butchers, monsters, traitors of the worst kind. From the intel, it is clear that they are close to Wolfer. The elusive Wolfer. In fact, they are Wolfer. He trusts them, clearly, so deeply that they've become his direct proxies, acting in his stead, working in his place, performing his crimes for him. They are his primary weapons. They are extensions of him. They're also frighteningly capable. The twins are cunning and brutally efficient. If I didn't loathe them so, I could almost be impressed. They match Wolfer in capability and exceed him in accomplishment, for he hides in the shadows while they do his work for him. I don't have the precise figures to hand tonight, but they have, between them, killed more of our poor rejects in the last 2 weeks than any other positively identified traitors. We need to stop them. We need them dead. I will not rest until this is accomplished. So that's journal number 1. Moving on to journal number 2, it goes like this. Today, Rannox suggested I was becoming obsessed with the Karnak Twins. I remarked that it was a requirement for any server of the Holy Ordos to become obsessed with those that they hunt, for that is the only way that this work may be accomplished. Some might call it obsession, but I call it deep engagement. This is our life and our purpose. Anything less than total commitment would be dereliction. But the interrogator intimated that I was too personally engaged. When I objected to this, he would not be drawn further and dismissed me. He has no intention of discussing it. I will record my response to his reprimand here, partly to vent my frustration at his glib verdict, but also to answer back. I know, after all, that he reads these journals. If I cannot answer for myself officially, then I will answer here. We know the archenemy of man is pernicious and insidious, and must be fought with every ounce of our will. But the Karnak Twins prove that the most dangerous weapon of chaos is turning against us of those who were once our own. The Karnaks know the hive, they were born there. They know the Astra Militarum and its functions and strengths, for they were both part of it. Their grim success is born from those twin pools of knowledge. That is why they require the most serious attention. Am I obsessed with them, interrogator? Perhaps I am. And if so, good. I am tertium too, and an experienced agent of an imperial institution. But for a quirk of fate, they could be me. I understand how dangerous that is. And is it personal? Yes. They seem to me like the greatest crime of all, for I can imagine, more than imagine, their mindset. They once had a bond with the hive as I do, so I personally understand these immense steps they must have taken to break the bond and become what they are. I feel the scale and measure of their treachery and their rebellion. I should be the one who hunts them down, for they are like twisted shadows of me. Do I take it personally and conduct this hunt with obsession? Yes, and that is how it should be. Only someone who understands them can outplay them. My obsession should not be the subject of rebuke. It should be valued. Recording ended. So that's journal number 2. The crazy thing is that these journals did not come out before the special assignment dropped, they came out after. So basically it's like we're getting the backstory now after the events have already occurred. Zola's Journal 3 is just more data on the twins. I despise them more than ever, and I want them dead. But it is clear to me how much they are proxies of the venomous Wolfer, and how close they are to him. So I have revised my intent. I would rather them dead, but I want them alive. We need to know what the monsters know. They could take us straight to Wolfer. Recording ended. So this was just a short one. The number 4 is a longer entry. Morrow counsels me that I am perhaps wrong. Now this, this goes in time, like this came way after the Vox recording dropped, where Morrow already mentions that Zola's sort of, gone rogue on her own. So, I don't know, I feel that the chronological order is really weird here. Morrow counsels me that I am perhaps wrong. He tells me he thinks I have misunderstood Interrogator Rannick's caution the other day. The fear is that my obsession with the Karnak twins will make me weak, or sloppy, or rash. I refute this, but I value Morrow's opinion. Morrow says that my personal knowledge of Tertium is and always has been a great asset to the warband. It is why I was recruited. Further, he states that my emotional response, my heartfelt need to save and free my home hive, is an asset too. A vital passion that secures and drives my loyalty to this cause, and by extension, drives the determination of the warband members. Seeing my passion, the rejects come to learn and share it. But he asks me what really fuels my rage. Love of Tertium, loyalty to the cause, devotion, hatred of the turncoats in whom I see so much of myself. All of these things. But what else, he asks me. I have dwelt on this since we spoke. Morrow is a wise man, a fine student of human psychology. One does not lead men into war as well as he does without that knack. He worries, I think, that I've become obsessed with the Karnak twins, not for those obvious reasons, for those acceptable reasons. He wonders if it is not the points of similarity and connection between myself and these monsters that fires me, but instead the difference. They are of Tertium like me, yes, but they were highborn, where I was but a poor child of the lower zones. They were wealthy, privileged, and entitled. They were once exactly the sort of people that my kind despised, the people that lived lives of excess and luxury, and treated us all like chattel. Indeed, their wealth and status was built on the toil and suffering of people like me. I hate them as they are now, yes. I hate them for their treachery. But perhaps my personal engagement is born from the fact that I have always hated them. I hated them long before they turned to darkness. Growing up, the twins and the people like them were the very kind I learned to loathe. In the torrent, we all did. They were the scum that floated at the very top, blocking the light and stealing it for themselves. Perhaps Morrow in his quiet wisdom is correct. Perhaps in truth, my hatred for the Karnak twins comes not from what they are now, but from what they once were. So lots of personal thoughts going through there. Then you get to Journal 5 and says, I am lost. We chased them down today. We tracked the Karnak twins and chased them down. We finished them, I think. I led the way in this effort, as I have since the start. My determination, my obsession as Rannick calls it, made this victory possible. But I overstepped. I drove too hard. I was so intent on the twins' capture I pushed too far. Lives were lost. The twins cost us dearly. Rannick declares that a more reasoned approach might have achieved the same result without such a loss of life. I'm not convinced. I did what I had to do. Capturing the Karnak twins was never going to be easy. It was always going to cost us. We needed them alive, not dead. But Rannick says I acted overzealously, that my obsession got the better of me. He forced me to withdraw from the engagement in an effort to preserve lives, and now I am stood down from duties pending review. Service to the Holy Orders is my life. I am lost. Well, you would be lost, Zola, because you disobeyed orders. Kind of the first thing you don't do in Warhammer 40k. Rogue Trader's a great example right there, Okay, Zola's Journal 6 doesn't really give us much. She's, presumably, in limbo right now. They will tell me nothing. I'm confined to the ship and deprived of duties. My performance and psychological profile is being reviewed. It is rumored that I may not be returned to duties. Perhaps I have ended my career. It is up to Grendel to decide. Recording ended. Okay, last one and the latest one. Now, I had hoped that this would point to something more. But, well, I'll let you decide for yourself. I wonder how it will end. I wonder what will be decided for me. What fate? I wait here in my quarters. I pace and fret. I believe that I did naught that my duties did not require. I regret the deaths, yes, but war demands a price, and the war against the archenemy of man demands the highest price of all. Am I to be punished for my loyalty, punished for my devoted service? Where is the justice? You did not train a weapon like me and then complain when it is used. What will my punishment be? A demotion? A retirement to low-level administrative duties? Perhaps I'll be sent away for retraining and reconditioning, or to some remote outpost to do penance in some menial position. Perhaps I'll be removed from the Morning Star Warband. Perhaps I will be expelled from the Holy Orders altogether. Does anyone walk away, ever? Does anyone ever leave the service of the Inquisition either voluntarily or under a cloud and go on to live another life afterward? I doubt it. We see too much, we learn too much, we know too much. I wait in my quarters, but I don't know what I'm waiting for. A message that I'm to be returned to duties? Or perhaps what? Poison in my food, a blade in the night, a knock on the door, a formal declaration of disservice, and a shot to the head? I wouldn't put it past Rannick. He's not subtle. Now, the only thing that I can currently think of right now, okay, is that what we see in these journal entries in what is next for Darktide. Now, I'm reaching, but I feel that with Zola being struck from her position, she has two paths, and this brings me back to the whole idea of the Traitor's Curse. The Traitor's Curse is not so much the traitors themselves, but turning us, loyal servants of the Imperium, into traitors, into potentially, and you see, in a lot of the lead up to that, again, I'm reaching, but it seems to be that in a lot of the lead up to that, they talked about how, Zola talked about how she was similar to the Karnak Twins, how she sees so much of herself in what they have become. Does this then mean that there is some potential for Zola, after all this worry and fretting, to give her soul over to chaos, either intentionally or unintentionally? We know that it is the way of demons to lie and to mislead and to give us this, environment where we have to guess with our souls, so that we don't really know where the path leads or where it's going to take us, but we guess and we worry and we fret and we wonder. But, it makes you think, could that really be the path that she's going down? I don't know. I'm thinking about it, and I personally would like to see how this story plays out, but I'm also wondering what is next for Darktide. We've killed the Karnak Twins. What's next, Wolfer? Or something else, Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm super wrong, but could it potentially be genuinely that Zola's going to turn traitor? Could it be that Zola is the traitor's curse falls upon Zola, Let me know what you think, and let me know what you think is next for Darktide. So far, these haven't given me any clues, and I'm really interested in what the next content drop might be, because we're all waiting out here. We're all waiting. We've killed the Karnak Twins 15 bajillion times. We need something. All right, so what's next for us? Let me know. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed my videos. Again, sorry that I didn't have a more informative video, but I've also wanted to do a video like this for a long time, and I figured there's 7 journal entries. Why not go through them, yeah? If you enjoy my content, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification button, set the bell to all, especially if you don't want to miss my streams and other content. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Thank you to all my channel members that make this possible. Thank you to all of our super chatters and all you lovely people as well. I don't have a lot of time tonight, unfortunately, to give the full thanks, but don't worry. My next video will contain it for sure. Get you later.